So the other day I was witness to a family argument in the hallway in my building. A father and a son were arguing about whether they were Canadians or not. And the son was quite certain that they were Canadians. And the father was equally certain that no, they were not Canadians, and that they had to pack up and leave now. Now, the father was quite adamant that they would never be accepted as Canadians, and that as soon as the Americans invade, the Canadians would hand them over to the Americans and they would all be killed. And the son said no, that the Canadians will protect us, or them, from the Americans. And besides, he said this loud and clear. He said, I'm going to enlist. And the father said, enlist where? Enlist in what? And the son said, I'm going to enlist in the Canadian Army, the Canadian Armed Forces, the Canadian military. So we won't be asking Canadians to protect us. We will be the Canadians who are protecting us and all other Canadians. And this is an Arab refugee family. I think they're from Iraq, living in my apartment building, talking about defending Canada from an American invasion, talking about enlisting in the Canadian military, and the father is saying, no, 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 there is no hope. There cannot be any defense. You have to run. You have to run from the Americans. You have to run because the Americans will kill you. And the son said, no, I'm staying. I'm enlisting. Canada is our country now, and we should all be defending it. So we literally have a family of Arab refugees in my building, and the son, who's a teenager, is talking about enlisting to defend Canada in the face of the threat of an American invasion, even as his father says, no, we have to run, we have to escape. And I think to myself, this Arab refugee in Canada is abused regularly in school. He has talked about how he is mistreated. He has talked about his experience of being kicked, punched, spat on, all because he's an Arab, about being shoved into a locker by people who yell Durka, Durka, Durka at him because he's an Arab. And yes, about being pinned down by Canadians who call themselves patriots. They pin him down and they piss on his face. They've done this to him. They've pissed on his face. And he's talking about enlisting to defend these people who have done this, who have treated him very, very badly, because I don't know why. But the fact is that there are Arab refugees in Canada who are thinking about enlisting to defend Canada against an American invasion. And that's something to think about. Oh, wow. It occurs to me to wonder, this kid, this Arab Canadian, this refugee, wants to enlist because he considers himself a Canadian. I wonder about the kids that beat him up in school, though. The ones that humiliate him in school, the ones who mock him because he's an Arab. I wonder how many of them are thinking about enlisting, and how many are actually buying themselves a great big MAGA hat and a big American flag t-shirt to wear in the hopes that they can welcome an American invader. I wonder how many of these patriots are thinking about enlisting, and how many have already decided that they'd be better off being Americans. Or at least that they'd be better off under American rule. I wonder. Yeah. It's funny, you know. An Arab refugee in Canada wants to defend Canada. And I keep hearing Canadians say, no, I'm just going to welcome the Americans. And they call themselves patriots. But they're going to welcome a foreign invader. While a refugee who gets treated like dirt because he's an Arab, he's thinking about defending Canada. You gotta wonder.